Good evening. We have 3 packages here, although one of these is not anime. I'm pretty sure it's this one, but we're going to have to open it to find out. So, just getting started. This is anime. Next up, again, I'm pretty sure these are non-anime. We'll take a peek at those in a little bit because they're not the only non-anime. There we go. So, we're going to add an anime to the pile and then 2 non-anime to the pile. So we got our anime, non-anime. So as you can see, I got the complete first season of The Strain. I'm not sure what I'll think about it, just because I haven't seen it yet. I haven't read any reviews about it yet. All I know is CFO was interested. I decided to pick this up since it was there. I had known that Samuel L. Jackson was wanting to do this Kite, and I think this is a direct-to-video, and the reviews don't look particularly high on IMDb at least, but it's kind of appropriate since y'all did see Kite is in the air. Then there's 3rd season of The Legend of Korra, and the 4th season of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Nice and straightforward. I guess we'll just go top to bottom on this. First we have the DVD version of ItaKiss, which I don't know what it's about. This is a discotheque release, Japanese with English subtitles, 25 episodes, and I cannot get my thumbnail into it. The plastic's a little loose. I don't even know if that did the trick. Oh well. Regardless of whether or not it worked, it's opening. And I haven't watched a whole lot of anime this week. I don't know, I guess when I've been playing Minecraft again recently, so since a lot of the stuff on my to watch list is subtitled, it's hard to focus on both at the same time. But at least for now, there's more options. Because there's stuff to watch. It starts with ItaKiss. So it says, whoa. Both these discs are wanting to go separate directions. So we got discs 1 and 2. And 3 and 4. It's a curious looking series, but I won't know anything about it until I fire it up. So I've got Kite Liberator on Blu-ray. This is the special edition according to that. And I've not watched Kite Liberator. I've only watched the original just enough to figure out how to identify the 4 different releases they've had for it. But, you know, I can collect everything. And I didn't realize that Kite was released on Blu-ray. That one kind of slipped under my radar because it's been sitting there threatening to be released for a long time, and I guess some stock finally did appear in some places, so I've ordered a copy of that. But obviously, since I didn't realize that until after these had shipped, that's late. Next up, we've got Queen's Blade Beautiful Warriors Complete OVA Collection, Blu-ray and DVD. I think this is unrelated to anything I've purchased before, but I can't be 100% certain, so I'm flying a little blind here, but whatever. I do have some Queen's Blade I could watch, but pretty much comes down to if I want to spend the time watching ecchi stuff. So I see a dub in region A, all 6 episodes, 180 minutes. That would be too hard to math. I'm thinking 30 minutes per, but whatever. Got 2 discs in the DVD version, 1 disc in the Blu-ray version. Pretty straightforward. Next up we have Diabolik Lovers. Well, this one's dubbed. I guess. Oh yeah, the Blu-ray version is coming out later, I think. It's sort of like that Girls Academy one. Well, in any case, this is what we have for now. It's these 2 discs, 12 episodes. Again, I see English and Japanese for audio. Interesting. Fairy Tale Set 14. I should probably try catching up on this. I mean, something like this would be good to put on in the background with, while Minecrafting. But I guess there's a part of me that's worried about whether or not I'll properly remember. Is that a green cat in a frog suit or something? The discs are always fairly plain. And, as usual, characters I don't recognize. Region A, dubs. Pretty straightforward. And now we've got Devilman, the complete TV series. Japanese with English subtitles. And I don't know that I've ever watched any of the Devilman stuff. I might have fired up the first episode of Devil Lady one time, but I don't remember anything that happened and being particularly drawn into it. But I guess there's an issue of, I don't know the underlying concepts, I guess. And I don't know if watching this will help or hurt that concept, because sometimes even knowing the older series when they're this old, I mean, you can kind of see it's 70s or 80s. It looks 70s to me. But then again, my ability to measure that is probably not particularly accurate. 1972, right there. Oh, in any case, that aside, here's this week's anime DVD collection update. Not bad, I think. And now, swinging back over here, let's begin by talking about Log Horizon, which, as y'all may know, was one of those, oh, I'm interested in this anime from last week. And hard to say what I think about it. I can tell if somebody really likes Log Horizon, I can tell why they would like that one over Sword Art Online and Hack Sign, because it really is a different beast from the other two. And there's a part of me that wants to explain, but I don't know. I kind of feel like realizing it's that kind of anime. Well, I don't know. I guess for me, there's a part of it that's sort of like it's along the same lines as those, but I'm not sure if I could really call it that. It's because, you know, Hack Sign and Sword Art Online are about people who are trapped in an immersive world, and Hack Sign is a video game where somebody realizes they're not sitting in front of a console, they're actually experiencing that world, and everybody else is like, what the fuck? And then Sword Art Online is a lot of people log in, they find out that the creator sabotaged it so that all the people who logged in initially would be trapped in there with real-world consequences. And Log Horizon just kind of begins with, oh, we're all stuck in the game, I guess. And an update just happened, what's up with that? I guess when you get down to it, of the three of those concepts, Log Horizon is different insofar as there really isn't anything tying it to, oh yes, this is definitely a video game. So, Sword Art Online, the characters are in a video game, they know they're stuck in a video game, we know they're stuck in a video game, and that's that. Whereas with Hack Sign, a lot of the characters are regular players of the game, so they know that the one character who's stuck in the game is stuck in the game. So when you got both of those, you have, okay, an understanding between this is definitely a game. But with Log Horizon, it kind of approaches it a different way just because it's missing an element of that, where, at least from what I've seen, you can't really say they're definitely stuck in the game, but rather they're in a world that's definitely resembling the game they were playing. I think that's a really subtle way to put it. Or basically, I haven't seen anything yet that would make me think, oh yes, these people are definitely stuck in a video game. Instead, it's more like, oh yes, these people are in a world that resembles it. You know, there's a very subtle difference there, and that subtle difference is there's a subtle, it's not really a subtle difference, it's a huge difference, and that's kind of what makes Log Horizon different, because there's different logistics for them to figure out because of that sort of thing, I guess. And beyond that, there are a couple of things that I found kind of convenient, but am otherwise okay with. Where basically, it's kind of similar to Sword Art Online, where Sword Art Online is basically set up with Kirito being the important character, I guess. But in other words, you're like, it's very coincidental that this happened to happen to him, and it's like, you know, truth of the matter is, if it didn't happen to him, then blah 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 blah. But the point is, Log Horizon is kind of like that for the main group of characters, as opposed to kind of a central one, I guess. And I think for some people that's why they don't like Sword Art Online, because it's Kirito, I'm tired of him. Whereas with Log Horizon, it's not necessarily about one specific character, but for me, I can't help but feel like Log Horizon just has a lot of things happen to the main characters that are just really coincidental, and I guess I wish I could talk about examples, but I can't help but feel like I've already talked too much about Log Horizon's details as is, where some people might not appreciate a lot of these things. But I don't know. For me, the reason I'm kind of hesitant and weird about it is because I don't know what to think about Log Horizon this far in. It's because I don't know. Sword Art Online and Hack Sign kind of are more along the lines of what interests me, where I guess Log Horizon hasn't had a chance to maybe or maybe not cover certain things yet, but with Sword Art Online and Hack Sign, you kind of know that there's those main concepts about retreating into video games and how that thought process turns out in this environment where somebody isn't retreating into them so much as stuck in them. And I don't know. Very weird, very different beasts. I definitely need to see more of Log Horizon of it. Come up with anything conclusive, because I don't know what to think. obviously I'm very mixed about, not mixed in a good versus bad, but mixed in, I don't know what to think about what I've seen so far. So I did watch the first 5 episodes of Nisekoi because that's what was in Volume 1, and that one was pretty good, although, once again, I'm not a big fan of blonde-haired girl, because she is a pretty abusive individual. I mean, I'm saying if I was in that situation, I wouldn't put up with it at all. But, of course, the entire point of the anime is to make it where, even though the main character actually has the same sentiments, or he's not allowed to. But that said, he does seem to be an interesting character with an interesting backstory. I mean, I think we know enough about the backstory. It's a very simple setup, so it's a neat setup. But I don't know. Right now I feel like it doesn't explore him enough. And I think there's plenty of episodes where it's building up to it. It just doesn't feel exploratory just because it's only 5 episodes. Yeah, I don't know. It was fun for what it is. I mean, for the 5 episodes I did see, I am curious to see more. Let's see. The other thing I watched was Patama Inverted. Oh, no wonder. See, when I was talking about Log Horizon, I couldn't help but feel like there was something I definitely didn't want to say, but I wasn't quite sure what. And now I realize it's because I was thinking of Patama Inverted, and there's stuff I would like to say about it, but don't want to, just because if I say that sort of stuff, then it reveals critical information about the movie, even if it's very indirect in its doing of so. Which may be what I did with Log Horizon, but not to the degree with which I could do with Patama Inverted. Which is to say that, I guess all I can say is it was a neat movie. And watching it, I also couldn't help but think if it would be pretty hard to make a live-action version of it, and maybe if this is a movie that's a really good example of a concept that you can only really explore because it's animated. Now, I say that, and of course a movie could use CGI, but CGI is just a form of animation that's attempting to look hyper-realistic, to be enmeshed within live action, usually. At least that's the case with the CGI used in live action movies. Beyond that, I guess I've mostly just been... I've actually been playing Minecraft again, and that's why, like I said, I want dubbed stuff. And I obviously have a lot of options now. I mean, a season of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, the 3rd season of The Legend of Korra, the 1st season of The Strain. And so for this past week, I decided to just go ahead and finish off Stargate Universe. And it ended where it ended. I know some people were saying... They told me not to watch it just because I'll watch it and feel unfulfilled. And to a certain degree, you know, I think they actually did come up with some really good ideas for the series as a whole. It's just that I guess even not knowing, even if I didn't know that season 2 was the only one, I wouldn't be like completely disappointed that there wasn't more, simply because it feels, it still feels off. Like, I've tried to describe it as, oh, it's Battlestar Galactica and the Stargate SG-1 universe, but my friend points out that it's not even that, because it's, oh yes, and you have to mix in these horny young kids who want to have sex, and it's not bad stuff, it's just, it kind of made it feel not as Stargate. There are some aspects of it which did. So I think a couple of ideas that they came up with were really good ones, but beyond that, I don't know, it's watchable. As long as you're not expecting SG-1 or even Atlantis, you know, you're just like, yeah, we'll just accept the audience pandering that kind of happens here and there, and twists that are twists for the sake of twists, kind of. Maybe also kind of inconsistent messaging. I don't know. I mean, some of this stuff wasn't not present in SG-1. It's just that SG-1 kind of figured out how to move away from some of this stuff. Oh well. It's all stuff. I'm not sure what else to talk about. I guess I'm going to have to end it here just because I'm starting to draw a blank on stuff to say. So, y'all have a nice week.